to you by America Motorworks Off-Road and Performance, your one stop for all your off-road diesel and performance needs. Whether it's fast or slow, lifted or low, new or old, we've got you covered. Come see us at our shop in Montrose, Colorado, or visit our website and online store at www.americamotorworks.com. New parts added daily. Check us out.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? We're back again today with another, quite frankly, badass project. I've wanted a variant of this since high school, but this just happened to kind of fall into my lap, and I made the 11-hour drive to go get it. But I want to introduce you to my 1986 Chevy Blazer CUCV. The Commercial Utility Cargo Vehicle, or CUCV, later the Light Support Service Vehicle, is a vehicle program instituted to provide the United States military with light utility vehicles based on civilian truck chassis. The commercial off-the-shelf concept, which translated into the CUCV program, was originally intended to augment the purpose-built but expensive Gamma Goat 6x6 1.25 ton trucks and the M1009 series quarter-ton Jeeps that were approaching their service life in the mid-1970s. Initially, Dodge D-Series trucks were provided in the late 70s with several military modifications. In the mid-1980s, Chevrolet C and Ks replaced the Dodge vehicles in the CUCV-1 and CUCV-2 guise. GM CUCVs were heavily redesigned in 2000, and their name was changed to the Light Service Support Vehicle, LSSV. CUCVs are intended to provide background roles, providing support for frontline forces such as cargo transport, troop transport, first aid, and communications. CUCVs are not built for frontline direct combat use, as evident by their lack of bulletproofing and protection from ordnance. Like many vehicle parts, the windshield, glass, cabin, and body panels are civilian grade and offer no protection from firearms or explosives. As a result, some CUCVs were replaced in the 1980s and 90s by Humvees they were to augment. The United States military continued to keep CUCVs in service long after their projected lifespan. CUCVs of all generations are still in U.S. service, though many M880s and M890s and CUCVs have passed through military surplus into civilian ownership. CUCVs and LSSVs are in use as support vehicles for military, police, troop transport, range control facilities, and maintenance. General Motors and AM General have produced CUCVs since 1984 in three distinct generations: CUCV, CUCV2, and LSSV. Replacing the M880 and M890 series, the CUCV represented General Motors' first major light truck military vehicle program since World War II. GM CUCVs were assembled mostly from existing heavy-duty light commercial truck parts. The CUCVs came in four basic styles: pickup, utility, ambulance body, and chassis cab. The M1008 was a basic cargo truck, the M1010 was an ambulance, and the M1009 was a Chevrolet K5 Blazer uprated to a 3/4 ton capacity. With the exception of the M1009, the trucks were all rated as 1.25 ton, commonly called a 5/4, even though some of them had payloads in excess of that. There were heavy-duty variants, including the M1028, M1028A1, 1028A2, and 1028A3 shelter carriers, the shelter being a mobile command, communications, or intelligence operations enclosure. GM produced 70,000 CUCVs from 1983 to 1986. Model years were from 84 to 87, though most were model year 1984. Chevrolet continued to build CUCVs in low numbers from 1986 to 1996, mainly to accommodate military markets that needed replacements for existing CUCVs. All CUCVs were powered by GM's 6.2 J-Series Detroit diesel V8 engine, not with non-emissions package. They were rated at 155 horsepower and 240 foot-pounds of torque, which was 5 horsepower more than the emissions diesel at the time. They were all equipped with the Turbo 400 automatic transmission. All but the M1028A1 and M1031 used the NP208 chain drive transfer case. The M1028A1 and M1031 units had slip yoke rear versions of the NP205, which was specified mainly for its PTO capacity. The M1009 Blazer used 10-bolt axles, front and rear, featuring 308 gears, and the rear was equipped with an Eaton automatic differential lock. The front was a standard open differential. The M1008 trucks used open Dana 60 front axles
with the M1028 and M1031 often having a traction lock limited slip. In the rear, the M1008s use the GM 10.5 corporate 14-bolt with no spin lockers, the commercial trade name for Detroit locker. Rear axles on the M1028 A2 and A3 dualies are Dana 70 HD. The gear ratios were 456. As with many other military vehicles, CUCVs used a 24-volt electrical system. It was actually a hybrid 12 and 24-volt system that used 24 volts under the hood for the starter voltmeter diesel glow plug circuit, along with the mandatory NATO slave receptacle for jump-starting any 24-volt NATO vehicle, and hookups for military radios. The rest of the truck was 12 volts. It was equipped with two 12-volt batteries and two 12-volt 100-amp alternators. One alternator is isolated from ground and connected in series to the other. These produce 24 volts with a 12-volt center tap that is much like the 240 120-volt electrical house distribution system. The 12-volt grounds were derived from using the center tap.
But it's completely like, you know, worthy of being put back on the road, and we're going to do some cool stuff to it because I love the Chevy square body, whether it's a pickup truck or a Blazer. And I mean, this thing's badass. It's got the NATO plug on the front, so you can jump start any other 24-volt vehicle, which is the majority of them. And there's some pretty cool military stuff or components to it, you know, that kind of stand it apart from the other ones besides the paint job. But yeah, we're gonna get this thing figured out. The guy said it hasn't run in like 25 years or whatnot, so I don't know what the diesel's gonna look like, but kind of want to give you guys a little introduction on it and kind of tell you about what it was, where I got it and stuff. The nice thing is, like, LMC truck makes like full replacement panels for everything, so I'm gonna get a whole new tailgate because this one's not worth saving, and then I'm gonna figure out what I'm doing with the colors and stuff. But I really like the camo. But wanted to introduce you to it. Hey, leave me some comments. Just pick a name. I name everything. I'll leave it up to you guys, as long as it's not something offensive, even though I would find that really funny. YouTube wouldn't. And I like making videos for you and not getting banned. So anyway, this thing's freaking cool. Kind of looks like it was a radio truck from my understanding, because there would have been a big antenna bracket here and it goes through here. But I'm trying to find more and more out about it. But it's freaking badass. I mean, it's a K5 Blazer. You can't argue with that. And I mean, just look at the damn thing. It's freaking cool. So we're going to go ahead and get it drug inside and see what we can come up with. So, all right, we got old girl inside. So it fought us a lot. We dragged it out of the yard with the Jeep, and then we usually use our little four-wheeler to drag trucks in. But this one fought us the whole time. You can see it was just burning out the entire way, and turns out the transfer case was stuck in four-wheel drive, and when you have dissimilar tire sizes like what are on there now, it wasn't the most compliant. So yeah, she's inside at least. And what we were looking at, there's a couple things that make the military versions unique. For instance, there are two alternators. This is a hybrid electrical system. Part of it's 24 volts and part of it's 12. So you have one 12-volt alternator and then one 24-volt alternator, and they do different things. The 24-volt system runs the starter and the glow plugs, but there's a resistor bank that steps the voltage down to 12 for the glow plugs. But like the headlights and everything else, as far as I know, are 12 volts. So some people convert it. Yeah, so the 24-volt electrical system's kind of unique. So you have two batteries and you run them in series, but there's a couple taps so you can run 12 volts. So this end goes to the positive on the first battery, then this goes to the negative, and then this one goes to the second battery, and this goes to the negative on the second battery. So here is your basically your tap off of it for 12 volts, and then this is total for series. So it's kind of interesting. Dude we got it from, like I said, basically said the thing's been sitting, and so I'm expecting the diesel to be absolutely disgusting. And you know, would this thing probably run on like old ass diesel? Yeah, because people run these engines on, you know, old motor oil and old ATF, and at some point we probably will too. But to get it running and driving, we want to run it on, you know, good fresh diesel. So what we're probably going to have to do is get all this nasty shit out of the tank. I went and opened the fuel door and found a really cool surprise, because the military vehicles, you know, you don't want to be hanging out and waiting forever to fill it, so they make it and set them up to fill quick. So look at this freaking gas filler. Like This big ass freaking gas cap. This shit will be easy to fill, so I'm really excited about that. That's kind of unique. So you can go to the high volume pump or just hook straight to the fuel truck. We got some surprises in here. The back glass is in there somewhere. Got a bunch of wheels, and I kid you not, it looks like there's a bunch of sandbags in here because the dude used it for plowing. It looks like it has a snowplow mount on it, so there's a bunch of sand and shit in here.
Free bottleneck.
Yeah, free jack, and there's all sorts of stuff in here, but it's freaking cool. I like it. So we're gonna want to try to see if there's any life in the engine first, and then if we can get it running, then I know it's like go ahead, clean it out, do all that kind of stuff. But we have some pretty cool plans for this thing. So what I wanted to do first was get the old fuel out of the tank. Now, really older cars usually will have a they'll have a drain on the gas tank. I don't think this one does. Most of the industrial trucks do. This does not. You can see the exhaust is completely rotten, so we're gonna have to replace that. But this fella does not have a drain that I can see. So what we're gonna do is try to figure out how to drain the tank. Now what I think we can do is since this is a mechanically injected diesel and has a mechanical fuel pump, we can come up here in the engine compartment, and the fuel pump's right here, just like an old 350 Chevy where you have the mechanical pump. So this line right here is coming from the fuel tank. So what we're gonna do is loosen this, pop it off, then I'm gonna shove the line from my electric fuel pump on there, and we're going to run it and see if we get anything out. I mean, I haven't hooked batteries to this thing yet, so I don't know if there's going to be any power. I mean, I suppose we could look at the fuel gauge and see what it does, so kind of we know what we're going to have to deal with. But we'll that's what we're going to do. At first I kind of want to stick batteries in it and see if the fuel gauge works, so we're going to go ahead and get some batteries and see if we can hook it up properly. Alrighty, now we're running these batteries. They're not the ones that would have come in it originally, because those were big military ones, so they were like pretty short and square, but this is what we're going to use. So positive goes to the block. This wire also goes to the block for the 12 volt side. This is the one that combines them. And so now we have the big fat freaking negative, and I'm a little apprehensive about putting this thing on, but we'll see. I mean,
you only live once.
Shut up. Now we are not gonna we're not gonna tighten that, just in case. We'll redo it. We'll put new terminals on there, new wires and shit, make it pretty. But let's see. Lights? Anything?
No.
Nothing?
No.
Nothing?
No. Now try the light. No.
Wait till start light comes on.
So that's power.
Let's see if the brake lights work. Hey, brake lights work.
Your side lights are on.
So it's gonna be an issue with the headlights.
Like your running lights.
The markers?
Yeah.
Huh.
This bulb's burnt out. This one probably is too.
Let's see, there's a... We'll figure it out. Dude, I'm kind of curious to see if it'll even crank.
Send it.
See, send it. Well, that's good news. There's no fires.
Yeah.
Do you hear the starter solenoid clicking? Well, there's power. That should be the That, I think, is the starter solenoid. Let me see. Maybe not. We'll have to figure this out. Well, we don't have starter, so we're gonna figure out why. All right, so we can get the fuel line off. We're gonna have to fart around with the starter in a little bit. This is the wire that apparently goes to the ignition, or if you touch it to the battery, it cranks, but it's not actually cranking. Something's wrong with the starter, but batteries are charged and the motor turns over, so we'll have to figure it out. But if we come down here and wiggle this hose off, it's gonna be stinky for you down there, brother. Sorry.
That's what she said.
Yeah. So. That's terrible. Hey, that is inappropriate. This is a no, it's not a family chip.
No, it's not.
It is by no means a.
Take that back.
Yeah. Why lie? Oh my God, dude, this diesel smells disgusting. He's taking the snowplow mount off. Because we don't need it. Get this guy on. Hell yeah. There we go. Cool. So, now I'm gonna go get some jugs. So we use these to hold it. One. And see what treasures. Ew. And this diesel smells as good as it looks. Oh God. It's got water and shit in it too. Disgusting. So, I'm gonna go ahead and let it pump out and I will show you guys the result. All right, guys, well, it doesn't even want to try to crank. It just clicks. So I went ahead and pulled the starter out. And this is a 24 volt starter that's bad. Solenoid's burned out, but Bendix still moves. This is a 12 volt starter. Got this one from AutoZone. Ironically, AutoZone had it in stock and O'Reilly and Napa didn't. Go freaking figure. But this, they look exactly the same. They still need the bracket that holds it to the block. I'll get one at some point. I just want to get this damn thing running. But yeah, this one will bolt onto the block, but when the Bendix comes out, there's like a 1/4 inch of a gap. So make sure you get the right one. Let's give AutoZone our business on this one because they're actually nice people at my local one here in Montrose. So this is a DL, Daniel Lima 8402 Sam. It's a reman one. It was a lot less than a new one, but they had it in stock, which is great. And maybe if a bunch of 6.2 people buy these things, they'll continue to stock them so that people aren't asked out. Napa said there was going to be one here on like Thursday, and today's Friday, so it was going to be a week. And O'Reilly said it was going to be here till Wednesday, and the guy at CarQuest argued with me and said this engine shouldn't even be in this Blazer, but I don't know, man. Maybe I'm high or something, but that motor sure looks like it was there from the factory, and the VIN number agrees with me. But anyway, yeah, these are the two starters. So I'm going to crawl under there and put it in. I'm not going to try to wear the GoPro on my head like I normally do for you guys, because all I'm going to do is headbutt the drive shaft and probably scratch the lens and just piss myself off. I'm cognizant of these restrictions because this is all stuff I've learned, because I'm stupid and a slow learner, but sometimes I retain information. So I'm gonna go in and put this starter in. We're gonna see what happens. So I just want to hear this thing turn over. I mean, it was last time it turned over, I was 15 years old, 16 years old. I'm old, so I don't remember, but yeah, you were still swimming around in a satchel. But yeah, we're gonna put this thing on and see what happens, because I want this damn thing running. Then we're gonna do all sorts of hooder-rat shit with our friends. But anyway, I'll let you know. Well, we got the back open, and I went ahead and found 4 of these wheels, which have these little rectangle windows in them, but it looks like the center's been all blown out so that they actually fit on this thing. I don't think the hub diameter was correct. And then a crap ton of sand and rocks. And I think what this is like I showed you guys, this thing had a snowplow on the front. Pretty sure they put that back in there so that it would have better traction, but being a snowplow vehicle would explain why it's all rusted out. So I'm gonna go ahead and shovel all this crap out, and hopefully it looks good underneath. I don't know, I've never seen a vehicle filled with sandbags, so we'll go from there. All right, guys, I'm here with Mr. Micah. It's been a few days, it's after Christmas. So as I have been showing you, this is the CUCV we got, the M1009, and we're still in the process of trying to get it going. I was showing you the difference with the starters and everything, so I was talking about converting it to 12 volt now. This, basically, I'm gonna do the 12 volt conversion now. I haven't done one of these, I've read about it, but I'm an idiot, so if I can figure it out, you guys can too. But everything in this truck now is 12 volts, no more 24. Now in the future, could I make it 24 again? Yeah, but I don't want to. So all that's left now is for me to crawl under the truck and put that starter in. And you guys get to roll with us for the inaugural try, because I haven't hooked anything up yet. Let's put this back on. The cover. It's nice to have this cover. Granted, I'm not so much worried about the negative, but we have a positive one too, so we can put that on. There we go. Cool.
There you go.
Starter's in. Sorry, it was a little bit of a pain in the ass, like I showed you. Went in and got these covers on. It's really nice to have these terminal blocks here, so you want to hook up like a winch or something. I say he did. Well, we're gonna hook up stuff and see, hope there's no fires or anything. So this will be the first one, so.
Boom!
Yeah, brrrr. All right. That's good, no fires. Yeah, all right, let me get the key. All right, so everything, the stuff in the truck works. Turn the key, it goes, which is basically wait to start. Let's find our big nitrous button. All right, we're gonna hook it up and hook it to positivo. Now, like I said, you guys saw, man, well, we were trying to crank this thing, which is the whole reason we started all this crap. So we're gonna go ahead and actually see if this thing rolls over, and if it does, then 12 volt conversion is good. We got to figure out why the headlights don't work, but the taillights and everything work, so we're getting there. So we're gonna try to crank this thing and see what happens. Moment of truth. See if she cranks. Come on, old girl, 25 years. And there is oil in it, I checked. Not like it's gonna start, but. Oh yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah. Hey.
Yeah?
She cranks. Oh, this is the fabrication guy I always talk about. I don't say he's a fabricator. He's the shit at gluing metal together. So yeah, via welds. But yeah, hey, hell yeah, dude. This is cool. So what we're gonna do is see if we can energize the well, I want to get some fuel in this thing, so we're gonna run across the street to the gas station and go get some decent diesel, and we'll see what happens. We just went and put some fresh fuel in this thing. So what I'm gonna try to do is, you guys remember when I pumped the tank dry, got all that nasty ass diesel out of there, I hooked up down there. Well, that's re-hooked back up, but that length of fuel line between the tank and the fuel pump is dry. So what I need to do is try to figure out a way to get clean fuel as close to the injection pump as I can. So what we're gonna do, this is the fuel water separator right here, and this is a vent. So what I'm gonna try to do is use my hand-operated vacuum pump and see if we can suck clean fuel up to the top of that, because that way it doesn't have to struggle. Here, will you hold that, bud? Thank you, sir.
Certainly.
Quite the handsome cameraman.
I aim to please.
So we're gonna do, because there's an O-ring on here, and I think if you crack it loose, it'll break vacuum because the O-ring's not sealing it. So I'm just gonna unscrew this, put my finger on it. Normally, under normal operation, the fuel pump pressurizes this. So we're gonna put my finger here and see if I can bring fuel up here to this thing. Nope. Damn. Well, thought it was gonna work. Guess we just have to try to crank it. So we can put this in and then hook the little line back up. That sucks. I was hoping that would work. Should have. Now they have this plastic line that goes on here, so when you bleed it, it doesn't spray fuel all over the terminal block, which you guys could probably figure might start a fire. But it runs through here, so we're gonna hook up the battery and crank it a little, see what we can get her to do. Stop. All right, what we're gonna try to do is crank the motor to see if we can get the fuel pump to prime and squirt some fuel out of here. We sprayed some WD-40 on there so I could break that little, get the seal on the bleeder tight. So let's see what happens. Yeah, buddy. Hell yeah, there's fuel there. Hell yeah. Nasty ass fuel, but it's still there. Did some come out in the water bottle?
Nope.
Oh, hey.
It all went on the ground.
It all went on the ground.
In concrete.
Yeah. Well, there's fuel there. That's excellent. It stinks to high hell, but there's fuel there. You know what? I wonder if we should put another line on there. You know what? We're going to stick another line on there and bleed that thing till we get clean, good smelling diesel out. All right, gonna bleed it again. Ready? I don't like that, dude.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, too much. So we made a big giant mess, but there's diesel to the fuel water separator, so we're gonna go ahead and clean that off and keep trying. All right, so we got fuel there. Now we're gonna see if we can actually get the motor to do anything. What you wanna do on one of these that hasn't been started in a while and you're not sure about fuel is you wanna crack at least one of the injectors. So, because what'll happen is once we start getting fuel, we'll see it kind of going spraying, and then we know. What'll probably happen is if it's gonna light on this injector once we do it, and then it should on the others, but if it's airlocked, it's gonna take us a little bit. All right, Mike is gonna go in there and turn the key, which is gonna power this fuel shutoff solenoid and the high idle solenoid and the timing advance, which should help us get it started. If it's going to. Come on, old girl. I just don't want to ether it yet. I just don't want to ether it right now. We might get some good results without ether, so we'll see. Give it a little gas, dude. All right, let go. Now let's see what it does. Oh shit! Here we go! Ooh, dude!
We had 40 psi of oil pressure.
So it's building oil.
Yeah.
Dude, all right.
You need to close that line or not yet?
Not yet. Let me turn the exhaust fan on just in case it starts.
Right. Oh, it's still on.
I'll turn it off. And then do it again. And then give like an 1/8 throttle. Ready?
It still says wait. Okay, go.
Come on, girl. Oh, dude. Almost. It is so freaking close. Let's, you ready, brother? Do key on engine off again. Tell me when it's done glowing.
All right.
Let's try it. Come on. No shit. It shot a rat's nest out. No freaking way. Wow. Dude, 25 years. Hell yeah, old girl. Dude.
They don't make them like they used to.
No. Slow and reliable. God, dude, it stinks in here. Holy crap, man. Oh. So we're just gonna let it warm up and then check the and then we'll check the make sure everything's working, make sure charging system's working, check the see if she'll, dude, you think she'll move? There's,
I would hope so.
There's brake pedal. Let's see. Oh, yeah, reverse. Dude, hell yes. Let's see. Wow, dude. We're just gonna let her warm up and see what she does. We'll check the heater, make sure thermostat opens, but holy crap, this is so freaking awesome. Well, she's been running for a while and she's running great. I went ahead and swapped this big giant tire from the back to the front so it wouldn't hurt the rear diff if we try to move it, but let's see if she actually moves. It went into gear, but whether it drives remains to be seen. She's a mover. Hell yeah. Yeah. Little rig's pretty badass. Now, we'll see what we can get her to do. Well, she does drive. Hell yeah, this thing's gonna be a blast. Well, I'm gonna do a couple circles and park her, and I would love to take it out in the dirt, but yeah, not with these tires. They're from like 2001, so I'm terrified to even be doing this, but it is what it is. Alrighty guys, see you on the next one. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you're interested in any of the parts that you saw in the video, check out our website, www.americamotorworks.com. Also check the link in the description of this video, because if I say install the cold air intake or an exhaust, I will put that link in there. Appreciate the support. If you want to see more of our stuff, make sure you click the subscribe button right here. Have a good one.